all about that star power.
Stay tuned because you know Reece is going to have one of your favorite stars with him today.
Stay tuned.
That's right, man. We will not disappoint. Back at the Reec Radio Show live. Got my beautiful co-host with me, Bevie Stitch. Beverlita, what's up, Bevie?
What's up, Reece? Feeling good today.
You see, you got your Topo Chico over there.
Yes, it's just missing some tequila.
Hey, y'all gonna have to wait. Y'all gonna have to not lime it tequila. It's not even close to the weekend.
Every day's the weekend for me.
Right, man. We about to get it popping. Y'all stay tuned to see her beautiful face in a second when we go and do our Spanglish and catch up on our entertainment news and all of that. But right now, without further ado, you heard the sounder. We have a very, very extremely special guest in the building. I want you to put your hands together. We're gonna get our hype button ready for the homie Andrew Thomas is in the building. What's up, homie?
How's it going?
Man, I'm going really good today. It's like I just said, it's not close to the weekend, but I'm feeling the weekend energy already.
Yeah. Every day's the weekend.
There we go. See, you and my co-host gonna have to hang out.
We got it. We got to do it.
Every day is definitely the weekend for her. And some mornings are like the morning after the weekends for her too. So
You're saying too much.
Right. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get into this thing because this gentleman right here, he's a dope artist. We wanted to bring him on because he's just that, like a super dope artist. He has been making noise, making moves and all of that stuff all across the country, touring and all of that. But we want to catch up with him, catch up on everything he's going. So are you ready for all of that, sir? You ready? You ready to get this thing popping right here on Reec Radio Show Live?
Let's do it.
All right, cool, man. So what we do here is we do something called the biggest intro ever. So since you've got so many accolades, we got to bless you with the biggest intro ever. We can't give you the baby intro. So you ready for all that?
I think so.
All right, cool. So here we go, man. He's worked with thousands of people, including, household names like Snoop Dogg and Waka. He's been featured on dozens of publications, including crazy write-ups in one of my favorite magazines, Hip Hop Weekly. And here's a part where it gets a little sticky. This is not stuff you can just, Google. You know what I mean? He has one of the dopest studios ever. As you can see right now, if you're looking at the Zoom, you're looking at us live right now. He's in his dope studio. You see the lighting. You see that? That's one of the chairs you can only get in like a law office. You know what I'm saying? But he's sitting in one right now. And not only that, he has one of the most popular studio pets in the world. The puppy. We saw the puppy. You know what I'm saying? So he's got that going on. He's the unofficial creator of the Sugar Baby hoodie. Go ahead and check it out right now. With over 3 million views on social media platforms, he's often uses his voice in his popularity to sound off on social injustices. And I think we have interviewed close to 1,000 artists and 1,000 American artists, but this is the second time an artist has been from Minnesota, and the first time he's an actual Native American. You've seen him on MTV concert stages from around the country. Now we welcome Andrew Thomas to live on the Reec Show. What's up, man?
Hey, man, just living the dream.
So that's your intro right there, man. Let's go ahead and get into this interview. You can sing. We hear some of your records, we hear songs. You get down into it, man. When did you realize you had this gift?
The singing came later. All started with playing piano at a young age, and then learning to produce, and then producing a lot of local artists, and then expanding outward from there. And then eventually, I just wanted to do more sing-songy type records, and I didn't know any great singers to work with at the time. So it just kind of became, I kind of took it upon myself to create those records.
Okay. So you had a creative itch you needed scratching, and nobody had a back scratcher for you. For
a certain genre, yeah. I always, come home to hip hop.
Yeah.
And I still produce artists to this day.
Right. Right. So what was the first time that you realized your production skills were that you could really make songs that other people want to get to? I know playing piano definitely helps. Some of the greatest producers of all time can play the key. You talking about like Dre, Zaytoven, guys like that.
Mm-hmm.
You get down and get to it as well.
Yeah, it's definitely. I don't know how producers can't play. That almost seems like more talent, because it's just like, how do you work around? It's like building a house without a hammer.
Right. I can definitely understand that. You definitely want to have a hammer, nail, screw gun or something.
Yeah, it's just like you're missing. It feels like you're missing one of your most important tools.
So when did you realize you could sing though? Because that's a talent that I definitely don't have.
It takes a lot of practice. Later, probably in my mid 20s. is when I first. Well, I was like big in choir when I was young, so I always could kind of sing.
Okay.
And then it's just with enough production experience and enough practice, the confidence comes up, because it feels like when you sing, confidence has to be like the number one thing, because you have to like really project it out there.
Yeah, and you got to sell it, because the real R&B guys, they sell it.
Yeah, you gotta
make the faces. You make the R&B faces. Sing, man.
You gotta grab the air.
Yeah, exactly. You got or do the little rain move. That's my go-to move. I can't sing, but I got the rain move down pat.
Yeah, right.
Maybe the vocals will come later. Right now, we're broadcasting live via satellite, aka Zoom. Right now, we're in Atlanta Reec Studios, and shout out to all our affiliate stations. Of course, CMVA 107.5. Shout out to the game, my homie Potty Ali on Tuesdays, 104.9 in Indy, 88.7 Miami, 97.3 in Michigan. Check us out tonight from 7 to 9. We got Andrew Thomas right here, and we are talking about all things him and music and how he kind of got into it. Now, what was the first song that you produced that you heard it back and was like, okay, this is probably going to be a hit?
That's tough. When you're younger, it seems like you think you better than you are. So, I think when I was just, getting started, I was like, oh, I'm the best. I'm the best that's ever blessed, blessed people's ears. And then you listen back and you're like, oh God. But, when I first started working with Minnesota Fats, I realized I was like, oh, I'm onto something.
Okay.
Me and him did a CD called State Rehab, and then we re-released it called Perfect Candidate under when we signed to back then I think it was Koch Records or Coke Records.
Right. Yeah, I remember
before they became E1.
Yeah.
And then we ended up doing a song with Jim Jones way back in the day called Rockstar Word.
He was like one of the first hip hop artists over there. When Dip said they started trying to do different business ventures, he went over there. So you guys had a song. I remember that song actually, because he was the first big one wearing like the belt loops and stuff like that. And
yep.
Change.
Yeah. And that was quite the adventure too.
Tell me about it. We can't just breeze past that.
Right.
So you guys were you in the studio live with Jim Jones during this time? This is like the height of that situation. And tonight they got the versus battle. I know that's bringing back a little nostalgia for you.
Oh, that's tonight?
Yeah, that's tonight. Dipset.
I might have to check that out.
Yeah, man, 6 p.m. Make sure y'all check it out too. So producing like these big artists at those times, how was that for you? You up and coming. Everybody has those dreams of, being with those artists that are on top, but you get to work with those guys.
Yeah. When it first starts happening, like, this is my time, I'm gonna make it, and it's just it was like a dream come true, basically. And it feels like it's never really stopped feeling that way. It's an emotional roller coaster, because you're like, oh, this is the one, and then it kind of like it does its thing. You're like, okay, I'll try again, and then it does a little bit better. You're like, oh, this is the one, and then it kind of like fizzles out, and you just keep going. But back then when we did that, we had distribution, since we got this is back when they had CDs and Sam Goodies and FYEs, and I'm not sure Virgin Record stores and stuff like that.
I was on tour with FYE, so I remember those well.
Yeah. They would do those in stores too.
Yep.
Exactly.
Records. Yeah. You guys did that too?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. We were hitting Billboard charts like every week doing in stores, man. It was a beautiful time in the industry.
Oh, it'd be great, because the fans would line up, and then you'd do the meet and greets, you'd sign the CDs.
Yep. So we got to share some pictures on that later. Right now, we're Andrew Thomas live on the Reec Show. We're just kicking it and catching up on he has 2 lives. He's living like a double life. He's a producer and he's a dope artist. So dipping into the artistry, coming from behind, the keyboard and in front of the microphone, what was the weirdest part or the best part of that transition for you?
Well, the first major milestone was one of the very first songs that I was singing on, was the one with Snoop Dogg.
Okay, so just come out the gates and hit a grand slam.
Basically, yeah, and again, it was just me and Minnesota Fats working really hard, because I was like his main producer at that time, and then I was starting to get into like my singing thing, and I was The Dream at the time was when I first started singing. He's one of the guys who really inspired me to just go for it because I just loved his sound.
Yeah, him and Neo kind of have a similar situation where they're writing for everybody and like producing and being on the and then you end up keeping your vocals on a record. Yeah, and it ended up working out, you know. And originally we were trying to replace my vocals, you know, and I was just going to be writer. Yeah. And we had this guy named John Blue, I think, tried to jump on it, and it was cool, but we ended up just staying with mine. Right. And that was just a huge, like, to me, that it's still like a bucket list moment. I mean, who wouldn't have Snoop Dogg on one of the greatest rappers of all time, one of the greatest artists of an era, and still is relevant to this day. That's absolute legend. I don't even think that's up for debate. Right. So your vocals end up sticking on a record with Snoop Dogg, and then you're like, yeah, I can do this. I can go ahead. Let me go ahead and drop an album or 10. Yeah, right. That's what's up, man. So I know it's being on the production, you have in the studio, the pandemic hits. What is artistry like for you during a pandemic with you working on both sides of the fence? Oh, geez, it's quite the roller coaster because last year I dropped a song called Sugar Baby. You alluded to it earlier. And you know, it started doing okay. They started playing it on the radio here locally. And I was very excited. I was like, oh, I got one. Again, it's, you know, that same emotional roller coaster, right? And it was starting to do really good. And I was like really excited. And it hit like 700 some thousand views, which for me at the time was huge. Yeah, let me hit the hype bell for that. That is huge. 700,000 views any day is huge. Yeah, right. I was ecstatic about it. And then like they played it on the radio here for like 6 weeks, like straight up. I was like super excited. But then COVID hit and it shut everything down. I had shows booked. So I was like, oh my God, I'm going to start headlining. It's going to start really working out for me. And then COVID hit and it shut that whole thing down. Wow. And it was like devastating, actually, because I'm like, you know, my one chance, it felt like, you know, was completely squandered. Man, that's crazy. I can imagine, because for an artist, I know most artists, you make your money on the road. Like you can get your mailbox money with your production and your licenses and stuff like that, and your properties. But when you're on the road, it's nothing like you get the feel of the crowd, you get the energy from them. You know, people are rocking with certain songs and you can kind of hear towards where you're gonna go, and you can't do any of that. So did you turn to social at all, you know, with doing anything online with the record? Well, my idea was I'm just gonna attack the internet then, because it's like we're all locked down. So, and I've always, you know, believed in making like really high quality, you know, visual content. Right. Because it seems like it's the best way to present it to the audience. It feels like, you know, when you're on the social media, to get people over to Spotify, especially being like a relative unknown. Yeah. And eventually, you know, it starts off with just like your friends and family, like, you know, like, hey, you just released a new thing. Right. And then I was just like, I'm just going to attack the internet then. Now that's hard. And then I saw that you know your Spotify numbers are crazy. You in the hundreds of thousands of streams, and this is before the crazy. Yeah. During the pandemic, it skyrockets even harder. Right, man. So that's dope. Right now we're Andrew Thomas. We're talking about his journey, and now you've got this new single. Is this a story? Is there a story behind this? Because the liquor talking sounds like a weekend that Bevie probably had a couple of weeks ago. So is this a story behind this, or you were just in your creative flow and this thing came about? It's a little bit of both. I think it's something we can all relate to. I've been on both the giving and receiving end on things like that. Yeah, sounds like a text message story behind it. Oh yeah, you know, you got that line in there. It's like, I always call you when I'm drunk, right? But it doesn't mean that I'm in love with you, right? You know, it's like when you get home, you're like, what you up to? What have I done? Yeah, right. You look at your phone the next day, like, oh God. Hey, but sometimes it works out for the better, you know. Sometimes you know you get that liquid courage in you, and you end up talking to that girl, or you know, you end up. It works out for you. Like, oh, well, if it wasn't for that, you know, I probably would have been too shy. I'm a naturally shy person. So there we go, man. Let me get it right into our speed questions. That was actually going to be the 5th question, but since you said it, let's go ahead and ask that first. So what is go-to drink of choice when you need that liquid courage? I'm a big Jack and Diet kind of guy. Okay. All right. So you watching your calories, but at the same time, you're going to party. Yeah. You know, I drink a lot of soda.
like a stupid amount of soda. And I feel like, you know, if I didn't drink diet soda, I'd probably have like diabetes or something.
Well, at least you're self-conscious. I like it, man. Let's go ahead and get into these fast five. These are the 5 questions, and then we definitely have to get into your single, Liquor Talking, right here with Andrew Thomas. So question number 1, what is one thing everybody should know about Andrew Thomas? What is one thing?
That's a good one. I just want them to know that like I love music. It's like my life. I feel like I was born to do it. I've done it since I was like 8 years old. And I want the world to know that I want the world to be I want to leave it better than when I found it.
I like that. That's a stamp right there. That's knock it out the ballpark for question number 1. And a sub part of that. Are all your cars blue?
Yes.
Why?
Everything blue always. I even like most of my clothes are blue too. I don't know. I find something I like and I just stick with it.
Right. So I saw one. I was like, that's the exact color I wanted to do on one of my cars, one of my challenges.
Yeah.
I wanted that color, but I couldn't get that color. Now you've inspired me to go to the shop.
Yeah, you got to get a wrap.
Right.
That's the way to do it.
Exactly. That's what exactly we're gonna do, man. Shout out to my guy over Triple K Customs. All right, man. The most common misconception about Native American culture.
Ooh, that's a tough one. That it doesn't exist almost. I feel like there's a very strong culture and it's very diverse too.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. All right. Number 3, if you could collab with any 2 artists, who would they be? Either you could be on the song with them or you can produce and be part of the artistry. Any 2 artists.
God, there's so many good ones. I guess one would probably be Justin Bieber. Just he's a goat. I almost want to say Bruno Mars.
Okay. You just trying to go platinum.
Yeah, I want hits, baby. I want the hits. Plus, I really like this Olivia Rodrigo too. I think she's absolutely incredible.
You know what? We just gonna make it 4 artists. That's perfect right there. You and those 3, I feel like that song would do so many numbers, it would be ridiculous. And then in 30 years, you'll have a Vegas residency just off of that song alone.
Yeah. And I would love to do another one with Snoop Dogg.
Okay. Yeah, we'll add him in too. Why not? On a remix.
Perfect. Right. There you go.
Number 4, we know you're all around the country. What is the dopest city for you to perform in or for you to play behind? Because I know you play with artists too.
That's a tough one.
Give me 2 cities that stand out because of the energy or because just might like the restaurants.
Oh, well, if you talk about the restaurants, I mean, Baton Rouge or New Orleans, I mean, the food there
is amazing.
Oh, it's just crazy. I mean,
the mothers, oh my God, they got this chicken plate and it says it on the menu. It says 25-minute wait if you order this chicken. It's crazy.
Oh, well, it's probably worth every second.
It is.
I'll have to stop down there. Is that in Baton Rouge?
It's actually in New Orleans. It's not.
New Orleans. Okay. Next time I'm there, I'll have to stop in.
There you go. Baton Rouge got some good food too.
Oh, geez, it's tough. Yeah, I really like it here in Minnesota. I love Minnesota.
That's hometown. And you got a show coming up too, September.
I have a headline show here at First Avenue. Yep.
Jeez, let me hit the hype button for you headlining a show in your hometown. That's got to be amazing.
Yeah. The reception on that's been great. And then I'm also going to be touring with Echo. We got 20 cities.
Wow. Yeah, I saw that on your IG. Y'all better tap in with this man. You want to get on the road, DJ, videographer, hit him up right now. This is your opportunity to shine.
Definitely hit my IG. You know, I am Andrew Thomas if you're trying to come along.
There we go. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into this single right now. First and foremost, we appreciate you coming on the show and chopping it up with us, man. We had a great time.
Oh, thanks for having me.
No doubt, man. I would love for you to introduce this single right here for Reec Radio. Let's go ahead and get it popping, and we're going to play it for the masses right now.
All right. Well, this is Andrew Thomas. This is my latest single, Liquor Talking.
Let's get to it.
You're locked in with Reec. Yo, Reec, I see you, boy. You're locked in with Reese.
That's liquor talking right there. Andrew Thomas live on Reec Radio. Bevie had a whole meltdown over there when the song was playing.
This is the kind of song where you just call, let them answer, and you just press play. You just let them hear it.
Hey, remember back in the day, you used to leave songs on voicemail? Am I telling my age right now? I used to do song on the voicemail like, I was thinking about you. I like it, man. I like it. I love this record right here. This is dope, man. Keep going. Keep going.
Ooh,
I have a
thanks
song for
sharing
my.
that.
Oh yeah, I have a song as my voicemail still to this day.
Oh, yeah.
See, I'm about to change my. I never check it, but I'm gonna change mine. So
Yeah,
I like
it's like a Seinfeld bit. Remember that? I don't know if you've ever seen Seinfeld or whatever, but there's
Yeah.
that episode where he's like, "Believe it or not,
yeah.
George is not home. Please leave a message after the beep." And I have like my own little rendition of that.
Oh, that's too funny. That's too funny, man.
I
We
know.
appreciate you.
I always forget, and like I'm like, "Oh crap!" And then when like professional people call me, I'm like, "Oh no!"
No.
I always forget.
Right, man. You got some record exec on the phone jamming. They probably enjoy it though,
Hey,
living your truth. I appreciate you, man. Listen, thank you for kicking with us on the Reec Show Live. Let me give you another round of applause, another hype bell. You guys keep requesting this song. It's on rotation here now. Of course, a Reec Show, and keep getting those streams popping, man. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, you guys, we will be right back at you. We'll be right back with you right here on Reec Show Live. Bevie is going to attempt to teach me Spanish, and I'm going to attempt to teach her Spanglish. I mean, until then, we're going to get into this mix right now with the homie DJ Decepticon right here on Reec.